It's maths time again. What has this picture got to do with maths? Have a think.
Hi everyone, going to put my Ugg boots on. It's getting a bit chilly. Oh, no, I think my lovely Ugg boots don't fit me anymore. What am I going to do? Maybe I should order some new ones, some bigger ones. All right, I better go do that. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Hello, look, I have new Ugg boots. Isn't that great? I ordered bigger ones. Let me have a look. We can have a look and see if they're any bigger. Let's put them side by side. Oh dear. It did say that they were a bit bigger, but look, they do look a little bit bigger, but it's hard to tell when they're like that. Right side by side. Well, maybe I could do something clever and trace them. Let's have a look. I'm going to start with my old Ugg boot first. I'd like to see what the area of my old Ugg boot is, because this is where my foot has to fit in. I'd like to see what the area is. Do you remember last time we were looking at length and we were looking at how long something is? Well, area is in two directions, so not just one direction, length, but the other direction is width on a 2D shape. So I'm going to draw now by tracing. I've got my boot. I'm going to trace it with my pencil. And outline it in my texter. That's a lovely clear shape. And show you. That's my old boot. That's the 2D shape. So it's two directions. What is this direction? That's the length. That's right, the length of the boot. What about this direction? Yeah, that's the width, how wide it is. Fantastic. Now, if I was to colour in the area, I might grab my pencil and shade inside. So for a bit of fun, I'm going to shade inside my boot area. There we go. I have shaded the area of my boot. That's my old boot. What about my new boot? Do you think it's going to be the same? Is the area going to be smaller? Is the area going to be larger? What do I want? I want the new one to be larger. All right, let's get tracing with that one then. Here we go. This is my new boot. Trace with the pencil all the way around carefully around the edge. And so I didn't get texture on my boot, I'm going to do it in pencil first. Then I'm going to trace over in texture. And I have my new boot shape. I wonder, is the area bigger, I hope it is, than my new boot? This one. Let's do it. Oh, how do I actually, they look very similar. When I put them side by side, oh, I've got another problem. What could I do? What about I think about which one's the smaller one? Which one do I think is the smaller one? That's right, the one that I coloured in. This is my old boot. That's my old boot shape. That's the area. So I'm going to cut it out. So let's see if this works. So I think this one should be smaller. That's right, smaller in area. So let's have a look. That I'm going to recycle later. Now I've got this one. That's my new boot. And I've got this one, my old boot. What if I put them one on top of the other? Ooh, have a look there. One on top of the other. They are just a little bit bigger. They are one size bigger. And just to check, I'm going to get my pencil, a different colour pencil, maybe some red, and I'm going to colour on that bit that's poking out over the edge. I'm going to colour it in. Can you see? I'm going to colour it in just past where the old one was. I'm not going out here because that's not the area of my boot. That's the area outside my boot. I want to colour in the difference between here and here. And let's have a look. I'm going to colour it over. Just to check that I did do the right thing when I ordered that size. What would have happened if I'd ordered a boot that was lots bigger? I'd probably be tripping over, wouldn't I? So we don't want my boot to be too much bigger, just enough to fit. Alright, so when I take it away, let's watch. Yes, you can see, there it is. This is how much bigger. Look at that. That's fantastic. It is bigger. So, let's try it on. Hopefully it will fit. Oh, yes. Fantastic. And it feels just perfect. So I did the right thing and I ordered those. You know what? It's interesting to see what different areas there are of things. Would you like to do some of your own now? I'd like you to get a pencil and your hand and do the same thing I just did and do some tracing. So get your hand, trace it here and go all the way from the base up to your tips, into the centre of your fingers, up and around, all the way. It tickles a little bit, doesn't it? All the way around and back till you get to your wrist. Fantastic. Take it off. I'm going to outline mine in black so you can see it really well. You don't need to do that, but I am going to do that for you so that you can see really well my hand shape. Great. There you go. So I've got my hand shape. Now I'm going to join up the bottom where I think my hand finished and joined up with my wrist, and I'm going to close my shape. We need a closed 2D shape to find the area. Alright, so this is the area of my hand. This is my left hand. And when I colour this in, like you're going to do, I'm going to get a pencil, you're going to get a pencil, and you're going to colour that whole area. And this is the area of your hand. So colour that all in. Now after you've done that, I'd like you to either find someone who has a bigger hand or someone who has a smaller hand, and you're going to do the same thing as I just did with my boot. Now if you can't find a bigger person or a smaller person to do this fun hand tracing, you can do what I did before and you can find a big boot and a small boot in your house, and you can do the tracing. Remember, you have to cut out the smaller of the pattern, so the smaller shape. Now, I got someone to trace their hand. Do you think that their hand is bigger or smaller? Mine is bigger, and theirs looks like it might be smaller, but like I said, it's hard to tell sometimes. So I'm going to make that a closed shape, and I'm going to cut out which one? The bigger one, the larger shape, or the smaller shape? That's right, I'm going to cut out what I think is the smaller. So I think this is going to be the smaller 2D shape, and then we're going to compare. Alright, so we're going to cut that out and see how much bigger that hand is. And do you remember what to do after we've cut this all out? Yes, that's right. After you've traced it, trace both hands, and after you've cut out the smaller hand, and after you've already shaded one of the hands, your hand first, then you're going to get a different colour, and you're going to compare the two shapes to see which is the smaller area and which one has the larger area. I'm almost done here. Great. Excellent. So we have what I think is the smaller one. So we are estimating, we are having a prediction here that this is going to be the smaller one. So hopefully I'm right. We will find out. And this is my hand that I did before, and that is the larger one. So I'm going to put this on top. And yes, I know I've already coloured mine in, so that's why you need to find another colour, and probably a dark colour like dark purple or red. Like I've got green here, and I'm going to put my hand down, and already can you see that I was right. It is this one is the small one, and my hand is the bigger one. And so then I'm going to colour over the gap between the difference between the area of my hand and the child's hand that I traced. Some of this might be a bit tricky. It's hard going pencil over pencil, but once you've done that, it's a bit Christmassy, green and red. Once you've done that, can you see that I've coloured past it? I did not colour the area outside the hand. I didn't colour the area inside this littler hand, the smaller one, but I coloured in the difference. So when I take this off, you should be able to see this is the difference. Look at that. That's fantastic. All right. So that's what I'd like you to do. And when you have done that, I'd like you to describe to me what is area and how much bigger do you think the other person's hand is? Or it might be smaller. How much smaller is the smaller hand that you found? So you do those two things. Talk about those two things when you show me the picture of your two hands, or maybe two boots. If you don't have smaller and larger boots, maybe it might be two different size books, but they need to have an area that are large and one small. Great. Have fun.